Hey, it's MK and I am here with a couple cleaning up videos. So this is video 1 for cleaning up my Mesk, which is a messy desk, and it's just called a Mesk. So the first thing I need to do is put away all of these layouts, and these layouts are all the way back from April. I think there's a couple layouts here from April, either that or they were just from May, and then May, June, July, August. So there might be in the April. I'm seeing some March layouts too, by the way. So it's been a bit, right? And my process has changed because of, I want to say, the quantity of layouts that I have been putting out these days is just astronomical, and I have not been able to set up my albums the way that I normally do. So all of these layouts have been hanging out and not being put away. So what I'm doing right now is I am shifting from year to year. So I have 2025, I want to say, over on my left, and then anything else, 2025 is over on my right. Anything else is over on my left because my desk space is only so big because it has so much stuff on it right now. I need to reset big time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set what I assume is 2025 off to the side. Now I'm separating them again into 2023, 2022, 2021, things like that. Most of these are 24 and 23s, but there are a few that are a little older. So I'm going to set off to the side. I went and grabbed my 2023 album. And now I am searching through what I assume this is 2023. Now, I usually don't use my phone. If you saw when I first opened up this album, I had little sheets of paper with writing on them. That is how I know how my albums are set up. They're by the month. They are only set up in order. I do not scrapbook chronologically in order, clearly, because I'm flipping through the album and trying to figure out where on earth do these layouts go. I thought that they were 2023, but clearly they were not 2023. So 2023 is actually, nope, this is 2024. 2023 is actually 2 albums at this moment. 22, I want to say, is 4 albums. And then 2024, I just barely started. So that's why it's in some random album. And that is usually how I start an album out. My process is that I print every single photo for the year that I want to scrapbook, right? I don't print every single photo I've ever taken because sometimes it's of a broken thing, sometimes it's of this, sometimes it's of that. I don't print every picture. I print the pictures I want to scrapbook. And then what I will do is I will write down, okay, in January we did this, in March we did this, and then I write them in the order that we did them, so that way I can put them in the album. So I already put my pre-printed pictures in a page protector. So this is 1 page, this is 2, 3, 4, and then I decide if I want to do smaller pages. I decide if I want to do pocket pages based off of how many pages I have or pictures I have, things like that. And I have not done that since 2021. I haven't done it in 22, 23, 24, and now I'm working on pages from 2025. And it is frustrating to me not having my process. And so now I'm thinking, because I am very much so enjoying the smaller photos or the different size where I'll have a 6x4, a 4x3, a 2x3, or even a 4x4. I'm enjoying having all these different sizes in my album that I never thought that I would before. So years past, I only printed in 4x6, and then I always cut them down if I needed to. But here I am just really enjoying all these different sized photos. Thank you, Janet. It is all Janet's fault. So printing from home has been key to me achieving that, because I have no idea which pictures I am going to want at what size. So I really have been enjoying this process and having all these different sizes. So I have to rethink, how am I going to set up these albums? Because I definitely don't like this process. This is not going through my phone, trying to figure out where all these pictures are, trying to figure out the year, flipping through my phone. I left this process in for you guys because this is not my process. This is not what I am enjoying doing at all. Here I mixed up which play, because my son pretty much wore the same outfit in 2 separate plays. I thought it was this play. It was at the beginning of the year. Nope, it's this play. It's closer to the end of the year. So I had to flip through there. I did go through and try to stick my hand down to see if I did the, my cheat sheet for all the years, seeing how I started all the years. It wasn't in there. The last one I've done it for is 2023 because I wasn't expecting to have to do it for 2024. But here's a cruise album. Here's my Alaska cruise album for 2024. It's already in 2 albums, and I have no cheat sheet for it. I do want to thank everybody that gave me a shout out that this was 2024 and I accidentally put 2025 on my page. So I am fixing it for you guys right now. And it is fixed. I did not catch it. It's been this long. When did I do that layout? It has been this long, and I just now changed from 2025 to 2024 because that is what it is. I don't necessarily put 2024 on every single one of a vacation album because it's the same vacation in the same album, right? Does that make sense? So not everything, but I need it. Sometimes I do the date, or I'll do the location, or I'll do something if I need a filler page. I'm also adding in pages where I don't like this either, because normally I pre-buy like 50 page protectors and put them all in one album. I just... It is just not the way that I scrapbook, you guys. And but I wanted to share this with you guys. See, these are my little cheat sheets that I do. I'm going through all of them. This one happens to be 3 pages long, so it's going to be a big. This is 2023, by the way. I had to go back to 2023 because I thought my train pictures were in 2024. I could have sworn that this was the session that we did in 2024. It wasn't. It was the one we did in 2023. And so, yeah, I am all over the place when it comes to putting my albums or my pages together. And normally what I do is I will scrapbook, I will take pictures of the finished product, and then I will immediately go and put my page away because I know already where it went because I pulled the pictures out from that said album. So this is just all completely new to me and very chaotic for my brain to think about what page protectors do I need, how many do I need, all that stuff. Now, I'm not worried about the page protectors and whether or not I want to do smaller layouts and larger layouts and pocket pages. I am not worried about that at all. There are some instances like this trip I took to Washington where instead of it being 7 full-size pages long, I could have probably done it in about 4 double pages with a bunch of inserts. That is what that little section could have been. However, it ended up being full-blown layouts because 1, it was a beautiful ride. 2, I was with my best friend. So I'm not even worried that I did that many pages or not, but still in my brain, if I would have pre-set up this album, it definitely would have been more pocket pages. Would I have been able to enjoy more of the pages that I made? No. But, in my brain thinking, oh, nobody wants to see that many layouts of a road trip to Washington or from Washington. But you know what? You guys did. So maybe I need to rethink the pocket pages or something. But when I do think about doing pages from my phone, I also think about what I want to do. Does that make sense? So whether or not I want this to be a full-size page, or I want this to be a 9x12 or an 8.5x11 or an 8x8 or a 6x6 or a pocket page or a 6x8, something smaller, because it all depends on what I've got going on. My problem is that when I add those different size pages, I always pre-plan what went on the other side, because if I don't have a companion to what goes on the other side, Janet always tells me, oh, a puppy layout. Absolutely. She is correct. A puppy layout is definitely the way to go, and they can be pretty much put anywhere. In all honesty. And I do use my puppy layouts as filler pages because it doesn't necessarily need to be like we took this picture in March when really I took it in May. Those don't necessarily need to be in order, but then again, neither does the whole book. Here, I lost pages. I'm going to tell you this story too, because I went through my pictures and I was like, I know I have pictures of buffaloes. I know I did a page with buffaloes. Where is it? It was in my cruise album where it didn't belong, but somehow I ended up putting some cruise pages in there loose. I was too lazy to even go get page protectors, you guys, and a couple of the Washington pictures or pages ended up in there as well. So like all over the place, you guys. It is so chaotic for me. I just cannot. I can't do this. So I'm on Zoom at the time of me doing all of this sorting. I am on Zoom with Janet and Cindy trying to talk through how can I still set up the albums the exact same way that I used to set them up without printing everything in 4x6, because I would not have been able to do this layout right here if I printed everything in 4x6. And then what a waste if I turn around and I pre-print or printed everything in 3x4. I mean, that would have just been such a waste of paper and ink and everything if I still print in 4x6. It just really is not something that I want to do. I don't want to double print anymore. I just don't. For one, what do I do with all of these extra pictures? I have no idea. Right now, they're sitting in a box in my storage. That's what my extra pictures are doing. Will I eventually get rid of them? Probably, yes. I probably will end up just tossing out the whole box or shredding them or doing something other than just tossing them, because I don't want them ending up in the wrong person's hands. Not that they're awful photos, but you never know, right? So we have come up with, and I say we because this was a group effort, we have come up with taking my little cheat sheets that I have of what we did in January, February, March, so on and so forth, and then making a page for each picture. So going and looking at each picture and deciding, do I want a full-size page of that? Well, yes. Then I slap a page protector on, put a scrap piece of paper or a sticky note or something in there that says, hey, this is for this. It's got 3 pictures that you probably wanted to, or X amount of pictures, whatever, right? And then that way I can still set up my album, but now they're all sticky notes or scrap paper or whatever inside each page protector, and I can still set it up and pre-plan if I want a smaller page protector or a pocket page or something, but then the sticky note will tell me which page that is. Plus, I'm missing out a lot. So another thing that I'm missing out on with not pre-planning my pages is memorabilia. I am missing out on adding my memorabilia because it's not already pre-planned with my page, which is another thing that I did with my pictures. So, and you'll see that too in one of the messy ones. I don't really remember. I think it's cleaning up the Mesk number 4. Yes, there's 4 videos, by the way, of me conquering this disaster of an area. You guys, you get to see it all. All the skeletons come out of the closet. It is awful. It really is. But I wanted to share this with you guys because this is something that I've been struggling with for a long time. Normally, I work in the year ahead, right? So this is 2025. I would be in 2024 right now. But somewhere along the way, which I'm blaming it on 2021 because it was a monster of events. I had so much that we did so many trips trying to make up with 2020 that in all honesty, I spent 2 years on just scrapbooking 2021 and it's still not done. Still not. I just moved on. I really did. Because I wanted to scrap 2024's cruises. I wanted to scrap 2025's cruises. I just really wanted to scrapbook. All right. So I am coming to a close. This is the last couple pages that I have to put in my album because I wanted to share this garden with you guys. It was our first garden this year that we actually had take. We planted one last year, but all we got was weeds. And then, of course, my painting class with my best friend. And I have one last page, but I don't remember what it is. We will see it. I want to say it was it was my desk. Yes, I took pictures of my desk because I finally got to finish all the projects that I had. All right, you guys. So that is my complaint, that is me putting my albums together, my pages together. I just honestly, I wanted to share this with you guys because I don't know if anybody else struggles with this too. So I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. And I will check you guys all later. Bye.